Hello once again, my friends. It's time for more stories. I know you're excited. I am. Especially because this story is from our friend River. River always has amazing stories. So these are some Smule stories. We'll get to what that means in a minute. Hello, Moon. Hello. And Sango. She's resting right now. She's not feeling so well. And hello to every one of you lovely people in this community. I second that. Hi, everybody. First, thank you so much for the overwhelming response to the little gift I typed up. It was incredibly touching, and I thank you so much for writing it. Basically, the story of how I found Moon and all of you. It's important that you all know that each of you has a place in this community, whether you're just listening or whether you're sharing your own material. This does include comments, and she's 100% right. I love all of you guys so very much. That's the reason why I say it at the end of every episode, and I mean it too. For any of you who know me fairly well, you know that I use an app called Smule. Simply put, it's a top-tier karaoke app. It sounds weird when I put it like that, but I mean it when I say that other apps are really just trying to match up to its capabilities. I think one of the biggest issues with this app, however, and it is a common problem, is that it's trying to do too many things at once. The functionality of one component is often compromised by the functionality of another. But regardless, it's popular worldwide. People use it for singing, voice acting, even playing music. This is true. And before we finish River's story, I want to give a little anecdote that happens between the two of us. On more than one occasion, River has tried to get me to join in like a thing in Smule. You can do basically it's like a karaoke night. You can just kind of bring whoever you want to do duets with you. And for some reason, when I join, I have no idea why, it immediately disconnects her as the owner of the room and will either not connect me at all, or I'll be connected, and if I add anyone else, I immediately log out. I have no idea why that happens. I know a lot about this kind of technological stuff, and personally, that still blows my mind. That's impressive. I can't even begin to think what you would have to do to manage to pull all of that happening at one time. I mean, good job, fellas. Maybe they'll fix it. Who knows? Let's continue the story. I joined Smule when I was 19 years old. At the time, I was in college and received classical training. I was singing casually, more or less taking a break from the classical setting, but sometimes I'd use it to practice techniques or something. At the time, people could open songs for others to join in, and the ability to send messages privately or through Smule was kind of brand new. Without reading the descriptions of an invitation that someone had opened, I joined it and found myself thrust into a group setting. Now, I had been in the group for a short time before I started dating the person who would become my ex-fiancé. Some of you know the implications of that. Singing for some people is a therapy. It's not like that for me. Certain songs can make me feel strongly, and I'm emotive when I sing, but it's not therapeutic necessarily. I'm too focused on trying to be in the moment and trying to sing in a way that makes me feel like I'm contributing in an effective way to the song. Also, that component of having been classically trained plays a big part in how I will critique myself or how I will change something. That is why good picks for anyone wanting to sing with me are generally jazz, rock, or indie music. I enjoy Disney, theater, and classical stuff very much, but I only do it because I can rely on my execution of it to be mostly the same every time with a few exceptions. Understand me when I say that I'm on Mule to sing and not to deal with people's expletives. But I have people giving me their major malfunctions in what is known as the other inbox. Now, I mentioned that when I joined Smule, direct messages were something of a novelty. Now we have inbox and other inbox. That's Smule's way of filtering out the messages of people we don't follow. When people who are not here to sing send me messages, that's where they go. On the other hand, sometimes I sing with people, but I'm not able to follow them right away, so a message will slip through the cracks. This is why I tend to check. So, because I check, I'll give you a few samples.
Hello, beautiful. Nice pic you have in your profile.
Want to be friends and more if you don't mind. Ugh. Hello, and how are you doing? Hope your family is okay with you. I'm so sorry for disturbing you. I just saw that you were new here when I saw your profile. It's nice to meet you. Your songs are really good. My problem is that I don't know how to sing. Haha, nice to meet you. That is one sentence. That is one sentence. Hello, dear. You have a lovely profile here with a lovely smile, too. You're looking beautiful. I know you'll have a lovely voice as well. Can I know you, sweetie? Period. Question mark. Of course, there's a period in the question mark. Just. Oh, it's too much. Oh, no. The thirst. It kills. These are just some of the ones I haven't answered. Now, allow me to give you a couple of short exchanges. Hello. I'm sorry, do I know you? I listened to most of your songs, it was lovely. Oh wow, thanks. That must have been kind of boring, though. I think I've got around 4,000 or 5,000 recordings at this point. No, sweetie, it was the most lovely tune I've ever heard. Thanks. Not a major malfunction, but hey, pretty cool if this dude's actually listened to everything I've ever done. Here's a time-stamped one. Hello, pretty. How are you? You have a nice profile. It is 4:45 in the morning. You must be a very caring and lovely person to be here. I was attracted to your page because of the decency in your look. The decency in your look? Boy, what? Do you sing or listen to songs? I'm here to listen to songs and see people singing, despite I can't sing, but I love to listen to music and people's accents as well. Thanks, man. I respond at 11 a.m. You're welcome. I should be the one thanking you despite your busy schedule. You still have time to write me. It's 2 in the afternoon at this point. What's the nationality of my new friend? Sure. Sorry, I don't really know you. I know, but it takes a day to know someone. Right. Later, man. It's cool. Hope you're having a beautiful day.
1 week later.
Hello, pretty. I know it's wrong to write people you don't know, but I want you to know I'm here talking with a pure heart. I just want to know you better. So sorry about that. I came up on your page and liked your style, decided to know you if you don't mind, dear. You have a beautiful smile, I must confess. Now that I've introduced you to the other inbox, let me tell you about the Slurper. Ooh. I opened a jazz version of Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. What? This is the weirdest join I have ever received. Now, mind, it's perfectly alright if you're on Smule and you're not the best singer in the world. You don't even have to be technically good. Just don't be rude and don't be creepy. If you're rude, creepy, or rude and creepy, then there'll be a problem. As I was listening to this creepy join, I went to the guy's profile. The bio's still there, but I'll leave out his username in case any of my Smule friends are listening to this. Keep in mind, I'm copying these word for word. It's killing me right now to be leaving out all of the punctuation and shortening things. Oh boy. I'm also on Star Maker. My name is Blank. I'm 23 looking for love. Ooh, can add me on Facebook. I've been single since I was 18. Would really like a chance to love and be loved again. I haven't had a girlfriend since I was 18. We did not last long, frowny face. Oh, he sounds like a nice guy. During his join, he kept making strange noises. It wasn't scatting. I know scatting, and this is not it. If he thinks that this is scat, it's scat that has passed on. It is no more. It has ceased to be. It's expired and gone to meet its maker. It's a stiff, bereft of life, it rests in peace, etc.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
I would not be saying this if he hadn't talked on and on over my part and over everything. And the slurping. Oh god, the slurping. It was during the instrumental break when he started reciting what I assume was his full dating profile, and then he starts making these awful slurping noises. I almost breathed a sigh of relief when he started pining for the fjords again.
Get on with it!
Now, Moon, I won't have you getting copyright strikes, so be careful, but I will give you a link to the join to put wherever you like. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that later, and if I don't think, I'll give this right away, if I don't think it's going to cause problems, I'll edit segments of it, possibly, if I can, into this video, but I will definitely have to check, because you know how YouTube is, guys, so, but I am going to watch that. Now that you know a little bit of why I'm on Smule, the kind of things I do, and some setup for future stories, I'll give you one of the submissions I got when I asked my music groups to share their Smule stories. No matter what they may be, the story is courtesy of the group Home for Hipsters. Hey there, I saw your post about Smule stories. I don't know if this is a good enough story, but I thought I'd share it anyway. I've always been kind of awkward. My circle of friends always small and always seemed to fizzle out. I was in a 14-year relationship, and my only friends were my in-laws, who loved me but saw me as really odd. When I separated, I had to adjust to being alone with my children. I had family, but no friends of my own to turn to. Then I discovered Smule. I auditioned for the group BYOB with no expectations of actually getting in. Then I joined with no intention of actually talking. These people made me feel welcome. We connected, and for the first time in forever, I had friends of my own. I talked to them every day, and they were a huge part of my life every day. The group has since gone quiet, but a number of people I befriended have become the best friends I've ever had. I still listen to the birthday songs they did for me, and it makes me cry tears of joy. Annie, the leader of Home for Hipsters, is one of those friends. I find comfort in the app, and with people who I've never met before. I was broken after my marriage fell apart, and Smule and its Smulians helped me keep from losing myself. For you, my dear friends, I'll continue to gather stories of Smule and share some of my own if you think you'd find it interesting enough. They're really about Smule groups, some live jams, and how I met some of my closest friends, but they're only if you want them. Now, remember to have courage, be kind, and be very good to yourselves. This includes remembering to eat and etc. I love you all very, very much, and I thank you for giving an audience to Moon and Sango. Aww. We all know that they deserve it and much more. River, you're just like the nicest person I've ever met. It's so true. But this is pretty interesting. I actually do want to hear more stories like this. Like, I technically have an account, but I never really use Smule that often. Mainly because it's an app thing, and if I'm going to do any kind of music, like, I play guitar. I don't sing well, obviously. You can listen to my voice and tell that's not good. But I would prefer to use the microphone I'm using now, which is obviously a very nice microphone. Well, big shock, doesn't plug into your phone. It's just a USB input, so unless I can figure out a way to figure out how that works, and I don't think I can. It's really not that big of a deal, but yeah. So I do have one because I watch River's jams from time to time, and I have seen some interesting people show up on these groups. I won't name names or do anything like that because I don't really know if that's okay. But yeah, there are definitely some interesting people. And it is definitely a very interesting platform. Maybe I'll get more into it when I get back to the studio where I can work on stuff like this without having to worry about disturbing everybody else around me. But for now, I do actually have it. Like, I have a, what do you call it, profile. I said that. I just don't have the app downloaded on anything because it doesn't work half the time for me. I don't know why. Couldn't tell you. But either way, these are some interesting stories, and I look forward to hearing more. If any of you are on this app and would like to share your own Smule stories, be they good or bad, feel free to send them to r/Moonhorse Stories. And that goes for everybody. You got a story at all, doesn't necessarily have to be neckbeard related. If it's good, bad, interesting, whatever, send it to r/Moonhorse Stories. I love stories. I love that you guys bring me things that I can read, because it's not just for this channel, it's also because I find this kind of shit fascinating. And if you would like to contribute to this channel in another way, basically keep the lights on in this place, you can do that by donating to Patreon or by buying something from the merch store. Much like PBS, this channel... I can't even get my own catchphrase right. Much like PBS, this channel is sponsored by viewers like you, and we greatly appreciate it. And if you'd like to piss off YouTube as well as help this channel grow, you can do that by like, comment, subscribing, and sharing this video. I mean, it's really funny that I have this many subs and YouTube hates stuff like this, and just do it out of spite because it's really funny. It's just, I mean, fuck them, right? So, is that it? I think that's everything. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. You guys mean the world to me, and I love you all so very, very much. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!